Lesson 8 is about multiplying and dividing by powers of 10 and ordering decimals. Now our first key vocabulary word is power of 10. And a power of 10 will be a number like 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. What do you think would be the next number in this list? Hopefully you said 100,000. These are all powers of 10, and we can continue on with this pattern and indefinitely to have different powers of 10. Now, 100 is like saying 10 times 10, 10 times 10, and we can call that 10 to the second power. 1,000, that would be 10 times 10 times 10. We'll use 3 bars on top, 10 times 10 times 10. So that would be 10 to the third power if we were going to write it with a power or an exponent. Let's go ahead and look at a problem. Let's say we have 47,162 and 314 thousandths times 100. Now we could go ahead and set this problem up vertically. 47,162.314. We're going to multiply it by 100. Let's leave a couple hanging zeros so that we can just drop those down. Now we know we're going to get a 4, 1, 3. Then we've got a 2, 6, 1, 7, 4. We have to move the decimal point over 3 spots. We can see that 1, 2, 3. So we move it back 1, 2, 3 in our answer, 1, 2, and 3. So we get an answer of, well, we've got 4716,231.4. Add in our commas, we can see that number is going to be 4,716,231 and 4 tenths. Now, we could have got this same answer. Notice this number, our answer number, has exactly the same numbers as we did when we started off. All we did is move the decimal point over 2 spots. Notice, there's 2 zeros here in 100. All we did is took those 2 zeros to help us move the decimal point over 2 spots. We could have done this with mental math, just that easily. Let's do that with the next problem. In this problem, we're multiplying by 10,000. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So we're going to move the decimal point over 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, and 4 spots. So now it's between the 6 and the 5. Let's rewrite this as 316 and 52 hundredths, and we have our final answer. We can do this with mental math just by moving the decimal to the right, the number of spots that we have zeros in our other factor. Alright, let's divide. Now division we know is the inverse of multiplication. So this one, if we divide by 1,000, we're going to have to move the decimal 3 spots, 3 zeros, to the left because it's the inverse, the opposite of multiplication. So let's move it 3 spots to the left. We've got 1, 2, 3. Ooh, there was no third value there, so that must be a 0. So we're going to get an answer of 0.04132. And we're all done. Let's look at the next one. We're dividing by 10,000. How many spots do we move the decimal to the left this time? Hopefully you said 4. Let's do that, because we've got 4 zeros. There's 2, 3, and 4. That means we're going to have to add 2 zeros as placeholders in. So we're going to get 0.0048512. And we've got our final answer. We're all done with this question, and we did it with mental math by moving the decimal over the number of zeros that we were dividing by. Alright, let's go ahead and order the numbers 0.426, 0.0732, and 0.0426 from least to greatest. If we want to go ahead and do that, we've got to go ahead and start off with our smallest number. If we want to find our smallest number, let's compare our tenths place. So we've got a 0, a 4, and a 0. Since this has a 4, this must be our greatest number. Let's put it on the end. We'll put a comma and 0.426. It's our biggest number because it has the biggest value in the tenth spot. Now let's look for what has the biggest value in the hundredth spot. We can work in reverse since we started in reverse. We've got 0.0732, so we've got a 7 in the hundredth spot. And we've got 0.04, well, 4, that's less than 7. So 0.0732 must be our middle number. And our smallest number must be the 0.0426. Okay, we've got this. We're all done. We can go ahead and box our answer and we can check it. 0.0426, 0.0732. Yes, this number is smaller than this number. And then 0.426. Yes, this number is the greatest. We'll continue this more with our lesson practice on page 33. Make sure you've got your notes completed, and I'll see you during our next class period.